Hello, all you beautiful beings. I'm your Auntie Angie, and I would love to welcome you to Terra Incogweirdo, the land where para is normal. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about why I decided to put this channel together. My experience on this planet this lifetime has been exceedingly strange. Since the get-go, I have had strange and unusual experiences from the time my first memories at about 3 months old all the way up to today, 61 years old. It's been a non-stop freight train of bizarre experiences. And I feel like I'm not the only incog weirdo out there in the multiverse. I feel like because we have been marginalized as weirdos, that we have been pushed out to the margins, and we live out on the fringe. And when you live on the fringe, then guess what? You experience fringe things. And I feel like the further you get pushed out of normal society, the more you experience the paranormal and the para in general, just the atypical. And so my whole reason for putting this channel together was so that we would have a place, a community, where all of us incogweirdos can come together and feel like we're, safe and at home, because it's a scary place out there. Especially for everyone, I would assume, but I think especially for atypical people who don't fit in general. I want to explain a little bit about me, because you probably already noticed some strange things about the way I communicate, because I am autistic. I have a hard time bringing my words forward. Now, if you ever read anything that I've written, it's like I'm a different person. I have a massive vocabulary, and I write a lot, actually. I've written books and short stories, and I've illustrated children's books, and I write songs and lyrics and poetry, a lot of that. But when I write, all the words are there, but when I speak, maybe a tenth of the words are there for me. So what's going to happen? You'll see me do this kind of thing. I'll look off into the distance in the middle of a sentence and kind of pause in between what I'm saying, and it's because I'm trying to grab that word. The words are there, but there's a wall between the repository of words in my head and the channel to speech. Okay, so please bear with me. You're going to find some days I'm going to record videos, and it's going to be like you're listening to another person, because every once in a while that wall drops away and all my words are there. It doesn't happen much, maybe once or twice a year, but it's very exciting for me when it does. Something else you're going to notice about me is, because of the autism, there's a lot of this stuff going on. There's a lot of touchy face and hair kind of things. I'll do my best to mitigate that, because it can really be distracting. But again, it's a little difficult for me. But that's kind of the point of this. I started this channel because communicating verbally with other people is very difficult for me. And I like to push against the things that are hard for me, because it helps me grow as a person. And that's really my main thrust in life, this life and all the other lifetimes I've had and ever will have. It's all about growth. It's all about becoming, Let's transcend. Let's evolve. Help me. I've fallen and I can't evolve. Like, that would be like the worst thing ever. Okay, so I'm going to just try to read the description that I wrote for this channel, and why I say try is because it's full of tongue-twisting alliterations, which is very common for me. I don't know if anybody here is old enough to have read Dr. Seuss's ABC books, but in this case I think it kind of is appropriate. So big A, little a. What begins with A? Aunt Angie's alliterations. A. Yeah. So get ready for a lot of alliteration. Okay, here we go. Terra Incogweirdo, about. And sorry, I'm going to look to the side because I'm actually going to read it. Welcome to Terra Incogweirdo, where para is normal. Terra Incogweirdo is the fringe principality ensconced within the atypical archipelago and perched upon the axis of allegory. Ouch. Oh, my tongue. Ow. Okay. Have you ever been called a weirdo? I mean, okay, I stopped reading. Have you ever been called a weirdo? How many times? Sorry, I'm not looking at you. Sorry, you're there. How many times today have you been called a weirdo? Not just in your life, but just today. Okay, so it's a good way to figure out if you're an incogweirdo or not. So have you been called a weirdo? Then good news, friend, your passport is up to date and your ticket has already been punched. Come and join us and let's talk about all the wild stuff we experience here in the margins, because guess what? We've been marginalized. It's so much easier to see and experience the strange and unusual here at the edge of things. Never fear, for the judgmental, non-compassionate, and close-minded do not possess the requisite skills to navigate the idiosyncratic tides to our blessed, bizarre shores. So whip out your weird magnets, dust off your freak flag, and stake a claim at Terra Incogweirdo today. Terra Incogweirdo, the land where para is normal. Submit your Terra Incogweirdo stories to terraincogweirdo@gmail.com. Sorry, that. See, I told you, my tongue got sprained. So again, that email to submit your stories to is terraincogweirdo@gmail.com. So the format that I'm going to kind of start out with, and we're going to try a bunch of stuff because, first off, I've got me and Coraline doll, we have to draw you in. I'm going to bring you to the archipelago where you can establish your own island and let your freak flag fly and be your beautiful, gorgeous, weirdo self. Okay? So we're going to figure out, how things are going to work on this station as we go along. But to start off, I'm just going to start telling you my incogweirdo stories from the time I was a baby, and we'll just kind of work our way along. 61 years is a long time for a weirdo to build up weirdo stories. Believe me. There's a reason why I started this station, because I have so many of them. and I wanna talk to you about your weirdo stories. I want to understand. I want to know about your beautiful incogweirdo self. So check in with us next time, and me and Coraline Doll, me, your autistic Auntie Angie. Part of my atypicalness is the autism and the ADHD, which will come out soon enough. So get ready. So I'm just going to start telling you my strange and unusual stories, and they're not all going to be paranormal, because weirdness does not confine itself to just spiritual stuff. For incogweirdos, I mean, we can't walk out the door without something weird happening to us, because we're weird magnets, aren't we? It's like all the strangeness of the universe is magnetically drawn to us, and I don't think we'd want it any other way. At this point, I don't think I could take a normal life. Being an incogweirdo is way too fascinating and interesting, and middle of the road just doesn't suit, does it? Okay, so let's just end on that today, and know that next time me and Coraline Doll will start giving you our incogweirdo stories. So until that time, take care of yourselves, bring the light, and if somebody calls you a weirdo, say thank you.